Assalamu Alaykum Warahmatullahi, Wabarakatuhu. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Weekly Salaam. As you already know, I am your host, Alaykum. Today we're going to be adding a fun twist, which is the Spin the Wheel Challenge. Each spin will land on a unique category, and each participant will have to answer a question or perform the task based on the category in which the wheel reveals. It's going to be fun, engaging, and educational, inshallah. Let's get started.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaykum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
So inshallah, we like to ask you some Islamic question. And before we do so, we like to know your name. Please, what's your name?
I'm Abubakar Abdulatif Rashid.
Abubakar Abdulatif Rashid. So before we ask you your question, we like you to choose the category of question we are going to ask you by spinning this wheel, which will tell us which category of question are we asking. Can you spin the wheel? Subhanallah. Your question falls under Sunnah questions. So we like to ask you a question about Sunnah now. Are you ready for your question?
I'm ready for it.
Alright. Name a Sunnah prayer performed before Fajr, before Salatul Fajr.
A Sunnah prayer performed before Salatul Fajr. That's Raka'atan al-Fajr.
What is it?
Raka'atan al-Fajr.
Raka'atan al-Fajr. So he's saying the two rak'ah before Fajr. Thank you very much for answering the question. And we thank you for your time by saying Jazakumullah khair.
You are most welcome. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuhu. Assalamu
Juma Barak to you today.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
So we like to ask you some questions, Islamic questions. And before we ask you the questions, we'd like to know your name. Please, what's your name?
My name is Rashid Sadiq.
Rashid Sadiq. So for us to know the category of question we are going to ask you, we'd like you to spin this wheel to choose a lucky category of question we're going to ask you. Okay, your category of questions falls under lighthearted Islamic questions, and I hope you're ready for your question.
Yes.
Inshallah. So now, what is your favorite name of Allah and why?
Ar-Razak.
Ar-Razak. Why?
Yes.
Why do you like Ar-Razak? Right.
The meaning.
The meaning.
Yes.
What's the meaning?
The meaning means Ar-Razak means wealth. Means
Ar-Razak
the provider. Yes.
the provider of wealth.
Of wealth.
Okay, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Walaikum Salam Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
Please, what's your name?
My name is Aisha.
Aisha. So we would like to ask you some Islamic questions, and for us to know the category of question we are going to ask you, we like you to spin this wheel to choose the category of question we are going to ask you. Just spin it. Click on the spin. So your question falls under fun personal questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this is your question. If you could visit any Islamic country, which country would
Maybe Makkah.
it be? Makkah, why?
I don't want to go to the program of Islam and complete their obligation and things like that.
You're right. Thank you very much for your time. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum Salam Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
Inshallah, today we would like to ask you some Islamic questions. And before we ask the question, we like to know your name. This one,
Mariam.
Maria. Alright, before we ask you the question, we would like you to spin this wheel, which will choose the category of the question we are going to ask you. So please, can you spin the wheel now? So your question falls under Sunnah questions. So now, are you ready for your question?
Go on.
What is the Sunnah of eating?
you say Bismillah before you eat.
Like for you eat,
Your right hand.
you eat with your right hand. Thank you
And
very
you
much.
don't start from the middle.
And you don't start from the middle of the food. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Jazakumullahu khairan jazak. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Happy Jummah Mubarak to you today. So, we like to know your name. What is it? Hussein what? Hussein. So, we like to ask you some questions, and the question we are not going to choose like the category of question we are going to ask you. You are going to be the one to tap on the spin wheel, and any question you fall to is where we are going to ask you. Please, we just try to spin your question now. Alright, your question falls under fun personal questions. So now, ready for your question. So, what is your favorite Islamic book?
Favorite Islamic book? Well, without questions, it has to be the Quran, the Holy Quran. Like, as a Muslim, this one doesn't have. It should be every Muslim's favorite Islamic book because it's major. It's a primary source of guidance. But we need to go back to Allah and recite the Quran. We need like more understanding on Islamic matters, like on life generally. It's the Quran we go to.
Thank you
Like,
very
just reading the Quran, it fills us with sense of happiness.
So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you. I say Jazakumullahu khairan.
That's it for today's episode of Weekly Salaam. Hope you enjoyed the Spin the Wheel challenge and learned something new along the way. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun and inspiring content. Keep spreading the salam and see you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.